Shalom, and welcome to Qol Elohim. I am Brother Yaakir Yisraeli from Baltimore, Maryland, and we are continuing our current topic, Ma Emet, which asks the question, what is truth? If there is anyone listening to the broadcast who disagrees with anything that is being taught, my question to you is this: if the passages that we have visited thus far do not mean what it has been taught to have meant, what do they mean? Today we're going to begin in Genesis chapter 3 and verse 8, still trying to establish this idea, this concept in the scriptures of Elohim, which properly translated means gods, mighty ones, powers, plural. Genesis 3:8. And they heard the voice of Yahweh Elohim, mighty ones, walking in the garden in the cool of the day. Let's continue. Let's go to Genesis chapter 5 and verse 22. And after he brought forth Methuselah, Hanok walked with it, Ha Elohim. In other words, Aleph through Tav, the mighty ones. 300 years, and brought forth sons and daughters. Let's go down to Genesis 5:24. And Hanok walked with Aleph through Tav, the mighty ones. In other words, it, Ha Elohim. Then he was no more, for Elohim took him. Question: not once, but twice was this stated. What does that mean? If it does not mean Aleph through Tav, mighty ones, implying the word, again, if you disagree, what does it mean? Let's go to Genesis chapter 6, verses 1 and 2. And it came to be, when men began to increase on the face of the earth, and daughters were born to them, that the sons of Ha Elohim, or the mighty ones, saw the daughters of men, that they were good, and they took wives for themselves of all whom they chose. Okay, let's move down to verse 4. The Nephilim were on the earth in those days, and also afterward, when the sons of Ha Elohim, the mighty ones, came into the daughters of men, and they bore children to them. Those were the mighty men who were of old, the men of renown. Okay. Twice this was stated, Ha Elohim, the mighty ones. And when you hear the term Elohim, what you want to look at it as, you can compare it to the term family. Okay? We talk about a family, although it's one word, it consists of more than one person. Likewise, when you hear the term Elohim, it implies a unified being, but this unified being consists of a multitude that has been united. And when you look at it that way, Shema Yisrael should take a whole new meaning to you. But let's move on. Question again, why does it state such a thing? Utilizing the definite article, Ha Elohim, the mighty ones. Let's go down to Genesis chapter 6 and verse 9. This is the genealogy of Noach. Noach was a righteous man, perfect in his generations. Noach walked with it, Ha Elohim, or in other words, Aleph through Tav, the mighty ones. Let's move on. Let's go down to verse 11. And the earth was corrupt before Ha Elohim, the mighty ones, and the earth was filled with violence. Why so many uses of the term Elohim with the definite article? Now, what should be on people's minds now when you think about the multitude of religions out there who were polytheistic? Now you should understand where they got the idea from. It came from the Word, and all the adversary has done, corrupted it. That's all. So he talks about the Titans, He talks about what happened with Zeus and his entourage, so to speak, only in replacing what the Torah teaches. You take any of these false religions out there that utilize a god of this, a god of that, goddess of this, goddess of that. Where did that idea come from? There's nothing new under the sun if you believe the Bible. If you don't believe the Bible, then everything that I'm saying out of my mouth is null and void to you. But if you consider yourself to be a Bible believer and you are striving to conform to the Word of the Most High, pray. Again, don't take my word for it. Pray and ask for understanding. Why the use, Father, of this term Elohim? Why the use of this term Ha Elohim, more specifically, the mighty ones or the gods? And I know some of my brothers and sisters have issues with using that term God. Mighty ones. See, here's the thing. Yahweh is God. God is not a personal name. It is simply a title. I understand and I acknowledge that the Father, the Heavenly Father, is Yah, which is why you look at the highest form of praise throughout the scriptures. Hallelujah. Okay? You're giving praise to the Father at all times. So understand that. That's what the Word teaches. Understand that when we read about Yahweh Elohim, it is referencing the Word that created everything. Understand that it was Yahweh Elohim that became flesh. Okay? These things are what the Bible talks about, what the Bible teaches. But for hundreds of years, we have been led astray. We have been deceived. We have been manipulated into believing something that is true, that in actuality, it is not truth. Why isn't it truth? Because it disagrees with the Word of Yah. That's why. He who has an ear, let him hear the word of Yah Avinu. I am Brother Yaakir El, bidding all of you shalom until next time.